Hello, we're doing an all signs reading for March 2023, okay? We're going to look at all of it: destiny, love life, channeled messages. Oh, hello. Some cards have just dropped off on their own there, so we're just going to have a look at them first. God, there's loads. Right, okay, let's get going. No time to waste. So this is for you, whatever star sign you are, wherever you're at, and if you've just passed, if you just found yourself here, then there's probably a good reason for that. Wow, we've got a complete reading that just literally fell out in one pack. Okay. I'm excited. I don't know why that one's on the edge. We're going to look at why that one's on the edge in a minute. Let's have a look with the other camera. We've got Minnie, by the way. My cat has joined us. She's asleep. She was very insistent. So this is a general read for any sign. If it really resonates and it turns out to be your story, there will be an extended reading, and it's the first link in the description box. Oh my God, cards are everywhere. It's all on the table. These cards literally fell out together. And then this sneaky little Seven of Swords that's just on the edge. Let's just move my table. Just on the edge over here. Like, almost like if you can imagine that this was a story, that the Seven of Swords is trying to leg it off the edge of the table. It's like, really? Seven Swords? Yeah, see you later. Got somewhere, urgent business off the edge of this table. So I feel like for a lot of us, this energy can be one of two things. I'm going to put some hand cream on while I consider this. Feel free to put some hand cream on or get a cup of tea. Slip into some elasticated trousers. I'm actually wearing proper jeans today with an actual, proper belt bit, and that is rare for me. But if you're feeling the need for elasticated loungewear, suits this reading perfectly. Okay, so Seven of Swords. It can be somebody doing you wrong in the old school kind of traditional sense of it. I don't really get that. We may have a few cards that tell me otherwise, as we clarify, but I don't think so. Sometimes the Seven of Swords, when it comes in with some more what I would call nice cards, if we're not getting sneaky beaky energy all over the place, which we're not with this reading. It's not like we're inundated with other swords like the 3 and the 5, or 5 of Wands, or just devil cards, or any of that kind of red flag warning cards. The Seven of Swords can sometimes be that you need to be on the lowdown a little bit yourself. Now, a lot of you, and I know that follow my channel, are empaths. And my experience of empaths, and often if you are an empath, you spend time with other empaths, and here we are. I don't know why I'm saying empaths. Empaths. So empaths often, and let me know in the comment section because I love to hear what you have to say about it. Empaths often find they can't stop confessing or talking or being empathic. And very often when you're an empath and you want to put someone else at ease, what you tend to do is tell them how you were once in that situation and it worked out okay, or you felt nervous too, like you would with a young child who had to speak in front of the class, and you'd say, gosh, I remember a time when I was your age, and I had to do this too. And all of this is the kind of thing you do when you're a kind human being. Sometimes it becomes necessary to keep it a bit zipped for whatever reason. And this is where empaths can sometimes get taken advantage of by people like bosses or people at work, where or even in friendship groups or even in relationships, where somebody lets you kind of run your mouth off and gathers information about you, and yet you kind of feel after a while they're not giving you that back. And it becomes a bit of a power trip that you accidentally walked into. So I'm not saying you need to be shifty or sneaky. That is the one end of the spectrum though. Like, let's say you have a really, really difficult boss. It may be that you need to keep a diary of what's going on at work. Do you know what I mean? Often as well, if you're the empathic type, you're not always the type to record everything. And then you find out that they are. And you've got nothing and they've got a full book of stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be that negative. But there is an element here of you not releasing everything too soon. Okay, notice as well, we've got a full moon in this and we're coming up to a full moon on the 7th, aren't we? Yes. So take note of that very much. I'd say that was your first, because we also have, oh God, Saturn, and this is very, very pertinent actually. Saturn moves into Pisces on the 7th. Plus we have a full moon in Virgo. Yes. That's a bit of a stress point, I would say. Definitely. Because also Saturn moving into Pisces, if you think of the energy of Pisces as being an incredibly, like Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. Very, very empathic. Not always by choice. They're just a bit of a filter for the emotions of the other 11 signs. And often can be very talkative in terms of expressing themselves. Saturn, all about boundaries, keeping it professional, not oversharing, you know, being probably the other way. So that is a tension. And also full moon in Virgo, any full moon is revelation, confession, release, putting it out there, you know, discovery, secrets coming out. So put those two things together and you could be very much better off if you are very careful about what you reveal. I would say for the whole month, but very much so around that time of the month, okay? How interesting. Okay. Let's look at the water cards that we've got. So we've got the Queen of Cups at the top. We've got the 7 of Cups over here. And we've got the Page of Cups up there. Now I will come back and clarify the 7 of Swords as well in a minute. But first of all, I just want to look at the water energy because for the first 20 days of March, we are in Pisces season. And Pisces season looks very much like this Queen of Cups card, of course. Here we have our ability to intuit things. So you might find, in fact, you will find, I'm not going to might about it, you will find that this is a very good time for you to use any of your psychic skills, to use your dream skills, to put your intuition at the top of the pedestal. If you feel, because I also get a slight wave of secrets in this reading for some reason, it feels like there is something a little bit underground, a little bit unknown, but also when you've got the Queen of Cups like this, is it entirely unknown? No. What I'm saying is you're going to already have an inkling about this, a hunch. Maybe you've been pulling some tarot cards for yourself and just look out, you know, look out for cup cards, look out for judgment, look out for a sense of confirmation about something. Because I feel, which is a very Pisces thing to say, but I feel that you are double guessing yourself a little bit. We've got this 7 of Cups, and again with the 7 of Cups there's this sense of you know, there's all these cups and what can I choose from, and making a decision in a very watery kind of water sign Pisces season kind of a way. There needs to be a balance in your decision making this month. You have, like, if you think of the cup cards as your information feed, the information is coming into you in a kind of dreams, in messages, in synchronicities, in music. It's coming into you in coincidental conversations that you might have. Really what you would call weird stuff, you know? I mean, I call it weird stuff just because I don't know what the name is for that, you know, sort of esoteric ways, 5D ways. And there's a lot that you can find out about this way, more than normal. It's almost like there is a portal open for this information. And then over here we've got the Page of Cups. Quite like the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, it's a sweet and it's an optimistic card. And it's definitely, I want to say, the start of something. And usually it's something to do with feelings, or it's something romantic. It can be a love offer, it can be a date, it can be the beginning of a relationship, it can also be an apology, it can be somebody making an apology. Sorry, I just kicked something over there. Someone making an apology, someone coming forward to be forgiven. Oh my God, sorry. To be forgiven. Or someone wanting to confess a feeling. When you get the Page of Cups, it's always the junior because it's the page. So it's a feeling that they haven't really yet explored for themselves. But it's something you already may know about them, as in you have a feeling they feel this way, or you have had a dream they feel this way, or you've done a tarot reading that pulled cards that told you this, and this is kind of a confirmation. It's got a sweet energy about it, that Page of Cups, but it also, for me, it links with that Seven of Swords. For some of you, there's somebody who may have covered up the way that they feel about something, maybe the way that they feel about you. Because these are very different energies. Page of Cups is quite open, it's quite innocent, it's quite sweet. It's, you know, that sign of the confession. And the Seven of Swords is concealed, sneaking. You know, that energy of keeping your mouth shut, deliberately controlling what you say. Now, I am encouraging you to be more like this yourself this month. But what I'm also trying to say is you may be on the receiving end of somebody else doing this to you. And you will get signs and symbols. You may, some of you as well, experience in March, especially up to about the 20th of March, mixed signals from somebody. And this might have already happened. So you may experience mixed signals where the way that somebody behaves and what comes out of their mouth don't match each other at all. And you may find that a little frustrating, a little perplexing, a little confusing. But I wouldn't judge it, because I think what will happen, obviously on the 20th, I think it's the 20th, with the sun moves into Aries, and we've also got the equinox, and we've also got what I think is a beautiful new moon in Aries, which is almost like cracking an egg. You know, it's like, wow, we made it. I think until we get to the 20th, you may feel like you're wading through a little bit. Now, this could be in a very pleasant way, because it can be really nice, especially if you have a lot of water in your chart. I think you're going to take to it quite well. And if you're an earth sign, I think it's going to be fairly sanguine for you too. if you're a fire sign or an air sign, you're going to struggle with this. You're going to want complete answers, and you're not going to get them straight away. You're going to get slightly back to front information from this person. Okay? Now, on the 20th, the sun moves into Aries and we have the spring equinox. And on the 21st, we have the new moon in Aries. This is a big shift, okay? Big shift. Also, if you're dealing with a fire sign person, you're going to find they become a lot more passionate. They become a lot more forward. And I've just noticed we've got the King and Queen of Wands together with the Seven of Cups in the middle. So we're going to have a look at that in a second because that's interesting. Right. So until we get to the 20th of March, where I think the energy shifts a great deal, it's not like you're twiddling your thumbs through Pisces season, because the feeling side and the intuition side is just as important. So don't ignore that side of things. It's really essential that you exercise literally your intuition, that you do your rituals, that you spend some time in either meditation, daydreaming, tarot reading, whatever it is that you do for that, you know, what I call when I'm doing my weird stuff. Keep doing it. And also, I would say, you're going to get those mixed messages from somebody. You're also going to get, because I always get this when this happens, right? I'll tell you what I get. I get this image, and you can do this, and I don't even know how to do it, on Apple phones. You can do text messages that are in like invisible ink, and somebody has to like press something to make the words appear. And also, you know, like, and I don't use it, but do you know Snapchat? I think that the photos disappear. How old am I? I think the photos disappear on Snapchat. I'm getting the energy of images appearing and disappearing. Some of you might be curating your photo album on your phone, or even physically getting rid of some pictures that are bothering you. Some of you might be going through your social media, deactivating certain things or blocking certain people, or just, I don't know, making some adjustments about what imagery you see. Because during Pisces season up to the 20th of March, think about Neptune energy, the planet of Neptune. So Neptune for me rules things like photographs and lighting and glamour and film and that kind of thing, and curation. How you choose to see something, how you light it is Neptunian. What angle you look at. If you think of a hall of mirrors, that can be like the sort of more difficult end of Neptune, where you like kaleidoscopes, halls of mirrors. Think of fish moving so that you can never quite tell what colour they are. They're all different colours. So just imagine that you're in a bit of a kaleidoscope about, I think, someone's feelings for you, actually. Because if you look at this as well, we've got the King of Wands and we've got the Queen of Wands. And they should be, and I don't know why I say this, because there's no reason why they should be. Obviously, they go well together. They're counterparts. But I had a feeling that they were going to be next to each other, but the Seven of Cups gets in the way. And of course, the Seven of Cups is this kind of confusion, this Neptunian, I can't see the cups, there's too much steamy whatnot and cosmic cloud in the way. Some of you, this is a lovely energy here to get the Queen of Wands with the King of Wands together. This is a relationship that should be happening. This is like two people that get on. You know, they're in the same element. They have passion for each other. There is a sense of wanting to sort of knock out this Seven of Cups card and get down to it. You know, that kind of energy. What I'm getting for this whole reading is a sense of slightly evasive behaviour with this Seven of Swords. Not quite saying how you feel, not quite saying what they mean. Someone not telling you that. And also, I'm saying I feel it would be better if you didn't. So let's say also that this is a work scenario. Someone may not be telling you the full story here. And I don't get like a massive, they're out to get you, you know, malevolence. I don't get that. But nevertheless, everybody wants the full story. We all want to know, don't we? So there's a sense in which until you get to the 20th, just keep it zipped on all fronts. Because what it will also do is keep you quiet. And it's a bit like, and I've talked about this on the channel, on the daily tarots. It's a bit like when you're negotiating. And again, I think that empaths have difficulty with this too. And please let me know, because this was so interesting to me in the comments section. So I'm just using the example of myself, right? So negotiating for a second-hand car. I know. That's quite the sharp end, isn't it, of money negotiation, because in my experience, second-hand car dealers are quite good at negotiating and empaths are not. So if I go along, and I did maybe a year or two ago to negotiate, I got nowhere, because I feel like with an empath, you almost feel sorry for the other person before you've started. What if this? What if they can't make ends meet? What if this happens? Or that happens? Or they feel this way and I feel that way, and we all feel the other way. Whereas some people overthink things, empaths overfeel things. So what I'm trying to say to you here, in any kind of financial situation this month, this is for any of you that are empaths, and I feel like a lot of you are, because it's coming up a lot in this reading. If you're dealing with finances and you're in negotiation, because you have to be, yeah? Keep it quiet. Keep that pregnant pause. Don't fill the gap. Don't, and this is really hard, try and make the other person feel comfortable. Don't try and put them at their ease. Put up with the uncomfortable feeling, you will get a better deal. Okay? If it's work, there may be a pattern where somebody is used to you blabbing the farm emotionally for everybody, which is what empaths do. Let me speak your feelings for you because you're not good at it and I know you don't like it, so I can sense it, I will say it for you. Don't. Seven of Swords. Look at the sun shining on that Seven of Swords. Keep it to yourself. Keep it on the down low until you feel that something significant enough has happened, or there's a significant step forward on the side of the other person. Okay? If it's romantically as well, obviously it's trickier when it's romance, but not that different to money, to be honest. There is something confusion here between you and another person. And for some of you, if you haven't met this person yet, there is already a confusion between you meeting them, which is really weird. But sometimes that can happen where you meet somebody and you think, if I hadn't changed my phone settings, if I hadn't changed my online dating profile, if I hadn't changed the parameters on I want to meet somebody 10 miles away to 20 miles away or whatever, I wouldn't have met this person. There's something of a destiny about these two, and there's something of a confusion in the middle of it, okay? Now, let's just have a quick look at the top here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the Ace. This is decent, solid stuff, okay? Nine of Pentacles, again, Venus in Virgo, the ability to look after yourself financially, emotionally, and spiritually. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to be single or there's no one else who's ever going to look after you, but this is the fundamentals of getting your ducks in a row in a situation in March, okay? Making sure, and again, this is for the empaths, that you serve yourself first at the buffet of life. Now, I'm not talking obviously about your immediate family, parents, children, all that kind of thing. I'm talking about anyone else though, okay, that isn't your child or your parent that actually needs looking after by you, if that's the case, you know. So in other words, if it's someone who's under your care. Oh, camera's just gone a bit weird. Hang on a minute. I'm just going to do that. See if it feels a bit more comfortable. Sometimes the sun shines on it. Yeah, if it's anyone who's under your care, then that's different. But otherwise, serve yourself first in the buffet of life here, because this is about growing your own garden, okay? And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's also about playing the long game here a little bit. Really, I think almost the year begins in earnest on the 20th of March when we kick off Aries season. So getting there, it's maybe been a bit of a struggle, but also this is not about very fast results. Fast results will probably not get you where you want to be. Ace of Pentacles, what has roots, what can grow, what is good for me in all aspects of my life, okay? This is what you're going to be concerned with. And then down here, just hiding in the corner, is the Magician. The Magician is under the Queen of Cups, which I like. You have the ability to manifest something different in March. Put the spiritual, put the spiritual work in. See if I can get this out before it breaks again. Put the spiritual work in before. What I will do is just do that. Put the spiritual work in before you get to the material part, okay? Because that's going to be the most important. So the Magician is you becoming the agent of your own life. It can be your love life, it can be whichever area that is most affected for you, but you are putting yourself front and centre and becoming the agent for your own life. And then down here we've got the Two of Wands. You will get to make a decision about this, and that decision will change things. This is a card where you look out on the horizon, and this is what you're going to do from the beginning of Aries season. And it's going to be a very different landscape than it was, say, last year, or even for the first month or two of this year. I'm quite excited and I'm very intrigued about this. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and what stands in the middle. What is this confusion? I'm going to dig into that. I'm going to clarify like I've never clarified before. We're going to also go further with the Seven of Swords and that Page of Cups in the corner. Wowzers. If this resonated, do join me for the extended. That is the first link in the description box. And also leave me a comment about any aspect of this reading, and I will see you soon. Namaste.